Hello guys, and here I am again. For today I brought you my 10 favorite comedies. Making this list was extremely hard for me. I had to pick up 10. I could at least mention 20, 30. I have a lot of good comedy movies. I hesitated a lot writing this list. I rewrote it many times, and it just reflects a momentary state. Tomorrow I probably make a total different list. But let's cut the matter short and start with number 10. Okay, I got to declare I like movies using a non-PC language. I've got several problems with PC. For my young viewers, it means political correctness and is intended to censor what should and what shouldn't be said in public. And yeah, I believe it is based on a great misunderstanding. Like, not talking about the problem openly, making it a taboo, doesn't help us to solve it. On the contrary, sweeping everything under the rug has its consequences. In my experience, if we don't talk about an issue we have, it will be a spike in our hearts, and more spikes we have, the weaker we get. I see a lot of people being grumpy and miserable just because they can talk out their problems really with somebody, and of course they get more and more frustrated as time goes on. Look, sure, the idea of teaching people how to communicate in public being the least offensive they can is totally okay and fine by me as well. But PC went too far.
How you doing, ma'am? Special Agent Wendell Everett, Federal Bureau of Investigation. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Bartley! Tougher, got him again, Doris!
Oh, you don't speak any English, huh? And you don't speak any English. I just want to show you a few pictures, see if you've seen any of these men in the last few days. This gentleman.
Though this is only my opinion, and I wonder what you think about it, guys, so please leave a comment under this video about this subject. And sorry for this preaching, it was important for me to say all of these. And let's get back to the movie, and let's talk about the plot. Sergeant Gary Boyle is a small-town cop with a confrontational personality, a subversive sense of humor, a dying mother, a fondness for prostitutes, and has absolutely no interest in the international cocaine smuggling case that brings FBI agent Wendell Everett to his door. However, despite the fact that Boyle seems more interested in mocking and undermining Everett than in actively working on the case, he finds that circumstances keep pulling him back into the thick of it. First, his really enthusiastic new partner, McBride, disappears, then his favorite hooker attempts to blackmail him into turning a blind eye, and finally the drug traffickers themselves try to buy him off, as they have every other member of the local police involved. These events unintentionally offend Boyle's kind of a moral code, as we figure out the guy actually has one. After he realizes that he cannot trust anyone but Everett, initiates him into his great plan, so the scene is set for an explosive finale. Okay, Brendan Gleeson, acting Sergeant Gary Boyle, is one of my favorite actors. On this list I have even 2 movies of him. The guy is hilarious, very funny, and yes, the least PC he could ever be. This movie is a black comedy, not for sensitive hearts, but if you like this kind of humor, you will enjoy The Guard. Okay, now the casting is legendary. Ralph Fiennes, Brendan Gleeson, and Colin Farrell in one movie. I mean, wow! Written and directed by Martin McDonagh. Super wow. He was also the director and writer of the 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. A fantastic drama, really a fantastic drama. If you haven't seen that one, just do it. Okay, so 2 hitmen Ray and Ken are told by their boss Harry Waters, Ralph Fiennes, to lie low in Bruges, Belgium for up to 2 weeks following their latest hit, which resulted in the death of an innocent bystander. Harry will be in touch with further instructions. While they wait for Harry's call, Ken, following Harry's advice, takes in the sights of the medieval city with great appreciation. But the charms of Bruges are lost on the simpler Ray, who is already despondent over the innocent death, especially as it was his first job. Things change for Ray when he meets Chloe, part of a film crew shooting a movie starring an American dwarf named Jimmy. When Harry's instructions arrive, Ken, for whom the job is directed, isn't sure if he can carry out the new job, especially the specific task he's been given. Thenceforth, things get really confused. Harry goes to Bruges to meet Ken and Ray, who is tormented by his emotions, one suicidal but also in love. And about the story, I don't like to tell any more than that, because it would be a massive spoiler. There are several twists in the story, so you never get bored, even for a second. I couldn't resist having this Hungarian film on the list. I don't even know why I like this one so much. Argo is a kind of a gangster movie parody. 3 dorks and the psychopath killing machine are raging through Budapest to find the description for a stolen diary of an ancient Roman centurion, which shows where the million-worth treasure is. They try to translate the script with a Latin-Hungarian dictionary, but being dumb, they fail, so they rather kidnap a professor from an antique shop. Tibi is the leader. He is the most intelligent one of the band. They get in trouble many times. A former Nazi war criminal sends his team to eliminate Tibi and his friends and to find the treasure. Okay, look, this movie is an underdog with a good idea, and some scenes were so funny. I was rolling on the floor laughing. Easy ride it is. I can only recommend this one for those having really low demands. Not deep, no conclusion, one-word conversations, a lot of swearing, hell, a lot, but funny and entertaining. Well, about this film I could probably talk all day long, but I won't, I promise you. If you would like to see Sting in a real dark comedy, just watch this one. We have 4 good friends find themselves heavily, like seriously, in debt to an East End hardman and his enforcers after a crook card game, overhearing their neighbors in the next flat plotting to hold up a group of amateur and lame drug growers. Our heroes decide to stitch up the robbers in turn. The confusion really starts when a pair of antique double-barreled shotguns go missing in a completely different scam. As extreme chaos breaks loose, Eddie and his friends realize that everything is out of their hands, and they desperately try to find a way out before it's too late and find themselves in body bags. The director is Guy Ritchie, yes, that one, Madonna's ex. So this one is an undeniably English movie. Some says that Ritchie is the European Quentin Tarantino, and I agree with them. Still, you won't feel that Lock, Stock would be some phony Tarantino imitation. Okay, number 6 is Some Like It Hot. Okay, raise your hand if you've seen this movie. Some Like It Hot. No, I don't believe you. Please, if you have watched this film for real, leave a comment about your favorite scene. Mine would be the finale. Okay, so this film is from 1959 with stars like Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, Pat O'Brien and Marilyn Monroe. For me, I had it on a VHS. It is a piece of childhood. I watched it at least 1,000 times. Yeah, I had only 10 to 20 VHSs, so you can imagine. Black and White is about two Chicago musicians, Joe and Jerry. They witness the St. Valentine's Day massacre, and they want to get out of town and get away from the gangster responsible, Spats Colombo. They are desperate to disappear, but the only job they know of is in an all-girl band heading to Florida. So they show up at the train station as Josephine and Daphne, two girls, the replacement saxophone and bass players. They certainly enjoy being around the girls, especially Sugarcane, who sings and plays the ukulele. Joe falls in love with her while Daphne gets engaged by a millionaire Osgood. Funny as the two men try to keep their true identities hidden, they are having a great time in Florida, but after a while Spats Colombo and his crew show up for a meeting just at the same hotel, and things get exciting. It is Mr. Bean. I don't want to talk about this movie, I mean at all. If you can laugh at this film, that indicates that you have no sense of humor, really. Not an offense, you may be a good person, you may be the best person on planet, but humor is just not your thing. No, really, I just show you.
Johnny English, I'm here to see Pegasus. Still, no sense rushing things.
What? Your face is made of plastic. Remove it at once.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right? Well, I'll just have to remove it myself. Come on. No, come, you what?
Oh, no.
It's all right. Maybe it pulls it from the front. Heading by with a DVD which shows Savage's hideous plans for this country.
Get him out! Get him out of
Play
here!
it, Bob. Play the disc.
Play it! Now!
That is okay, I give up trying. Old movies, old times, Gary Oldman, Leslie Nielsen. Okay, this is about a clumsy detective, Frank Drabin, who tries to solve some cases but constantly gets in trouble due to his clumsiness. As you have noticed by now, I'm a big fan of this kind of absolute humor, and in that category, Naked Gun is a classical. Have you ever heard the name O.J. Simpson? He was a famous actor, former football player, but is mostly known for being tried for the murders of his former wife, Nicole, and her friend, Ron Goldman. He was acquitted by the jury, but then again got charged with the felonies of armed robbery and kidnapping. Finally, in 2008, he was convicted and sentenced to prison, and was released in 2017. In the three movies, he plays Detective Nordberg, a good friend and fellow officer of Drabin. They have some terrific scenes together. For instance, when the guy gets into a hospital and Frank visits him, I was literally crying with laughter. But the whole trilogy is just amazing. I watch it every year and still laughing as if this were the first time. Okay, Borat. Borat Sagdiyev is a TV reporter of a popular TV show in Kazakhstan. He goes from home to America because the government assigns him to make a documentary about American society and culture. Borat takes a course in New York City to understand the American lifestyle. While watching Baywatch on TV, Borat discovers how beautiful their women are in the form of C.J. Parker, who was played by actress Pamela Anderson, who hails from Malibu, California. He decides to go on a cross-country road trip to California in a quest to make her his wife and take her back to his country. On this journey, Borat and his companion encounter a country full of strange and wonderful Americans, real people in some crazy situations with hysterical consequences. Borat is formed by Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't know how to pronounce his name, sorry about that. But he's one of my favorite comedians, an outrageous guy in every sense. He has another movie, The Dictator, also created to caricature the blind fanatism, using the same non-PC attitude I have always appreciated so much, as you know. Now, those of you not knowing Monty Python, after this video, and of course after subscribe, you have only one thing to do today. Go and check out all the Monty Python movies and TV shows they've ever made. No guys, I'm serious. This is the basement of our common culture, the humor's non plus ultra. Every scene is a diamond, a joke, an absurd. You won't believe it. You just laugh as hard as you can. Okay, so the plot in few words. We are in the 10th century England. King Arthur travels the countryside to find knights who will join him at the round table in Camelot. Gathering up the men is a good story stuff, but after a party at Camelot, many decide to leave only to be stopped by God, who sends them on a quest to find the Holy Grail. We follow the individual adventures. The knights are reunited but must face a wizard named Tim the Enchanter, killer rabbits, and lessons in the use of holy hand grenades. Their quest comes to an end, however, when the police intervene, just what you would accept in a Monty Python movie. How many rankings should I give to Monty Python to believe me that you have to watch all of their works? Really? Okay, first place, Life of Brian. Alright, this movie is an old one as well, from 1979 to be exact, as most of the other ones on this list. And it has a reason beside my retromania, and that's been mentioned at least 1,000 times in this particular video, and I always tell it basically to anyone I talk with. We have to discuss stuff bluntly. We had a great era in our common cultural world when movies made jokes about everything and everybody. And nobody was offended. People could understand the difference between a banter and an insult. And hell, I want that time back, because I believe personally that you are not right just because you are offended. It doesn't mean you are right. It means you are sensitive or have no sense of humor. Really, and you think that the universe was created only for you, and no, you are not right. We must laugh, we must make fun of everything. That's how it works. That's how we can survive this crazy world and don't go mad. So just because there are some idiots out there in this big world, we shouldn't check out our basic human right, freedom of speech. And here comes a good example from Life of Brian.
The birthright of every man or woman. Why don't you shut up about women, Stan? You're putting us off.
Women have a perfect right to play a part in our movement, Reg.
Why are you always on about women, Stan?
I want to be one.
What?
I want to be a woman. From now on, I want you all to call me Loretta.
What?
It's my right as a man.
Well, why do you want to be Loretta, Stan?
I want to have babies.
You want to have babies?
It's every man's right to have babies if he wants them.
But you can't have babies.
Don't you oppress me.
I'm not oppressing you, Stan. You haven't got a womb. Where's the fetus going to gestate? You're going to keep it in a box?
Thanks for watching me. Please press the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video, and God bless you all.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing.